Hello and welcome to the 26th of February 2024. My name is Winnie Bonnie. If you are listening to this on the audio option for the newsletter, or if you are listening to this on a podcast, or if you are watching or listening this from my YouTube channel, then hello again and welcome. And thank you so much for choosing to spend your time and energy to hear me yabber on for yet another week. So today, what I really wanted to talk about, and hopefully, last week, I actually listened to the replay, didn't really hear the music that loud. I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, today we have some relaxation music because my brain needs to chill the fuck down. So we have some relaxation music in the background. And after this podcast, YouTube video and newsletter, I am going to lie down on the fucking floor. That's what I'm going to do. And do a 10-minute relaxation yoga exercise routine. I don't know what the correct terminology is for that. Practice, I don't know. And hopefully that will calm me down. So I'm going to take my own fucking advice that I am going to share with you today. And what this has really come out of is last week, I don't know if I shared this last week, but last week on Monday, my mood, I woke up in the morning and I knew that I was not feeling okay. There was nothing specific in my life that I could pinpoint that could be driving that. Life is pretty good. Like business is going great. I'm really happy here. I'm in the Gold Coast. I'm enjoying life. My relationships seem pretty okay. I don't feel lonely. Like when I run through and do a bit of a mental health check in my life, I'll look at any causes or drivers that might be causing that drop, like a sudden drop and me not feeling like mentally not feeling well. There was nothing specific in my life that I felt was driving that or being a root cause for that. And what I realized over the weekend was because I found out that someone that I love in my life is really struggling at the moment, and that really broke my heart. And last night when I was reflecting on it while struggling to go to sleep, because I was ruminating and stressing out and, really quite worried, is all of a sudden I had this epitome of like, hang on, Monday I felt really shitty. My mood dropped dramatically. I worked for a couple of hours and then I curled myself up in a ball because all I felt like my body needed was just to be wrapped up in bed and be hugged by my doona, my blanket, and go to bed. And my Wednesday it peaked, and then Thursday I kind of struggled a little bit and I was okay. Friday I struggled a little bit and I was okay, and I actually finished work a little bit early on Friday than normal because I really felt like I was pushing it. And so last night when I was reflecting on my week, and there was no real cause, and I was thinking that maybe it's because of the pill that I'm on. So maybe it's hormonal. Maybe it's, related to the food that I'm eating. Food can drive mood. There's a lot of research around gluten, dairy, and sugar, all of my three favorite things, about how that impacts our minds in a not so great way. I was thinking that maybe it's like one of these things, maybe it's food, maybe I'm not moving my body enough, maybe it's hormonal. It's one of those things. And then on Sunday, I realized it's my intuition. My intuition was picking up that someone that I love and care for is struggling a lot right now and requires support and attention and love. And so that also blew me away, that insight, because I realized like my body is speaking to me, and it's speaking to me in such a powerful way. And at that time, and this time last week, I didn't know the full reality of the situation. And my body knew, right? My body was speaking to me and saying, because it was feeling that emotion from that person. It was feeling that struggle. It was feeling that depression. And I do believe that souls and energies can speak and we can sense things. And my body is I'm realizing over time as I pay more attention how intuitive my body is. And that intuition always positive. Sometimes it's negative as well, where I was feeling the emotions of that person of like really mentally, struggling. And my body was telling me, like something is not okay, something is not okay. So just like need to take my own advice. And the emotions are data. My emotions were telling me something is not okay. On the weekend, I discovered what that is. So we did not sleep well last night. We really struggled to go to sleep. I had to use every mental health tool in the toolbook last night, including this morning. And so I wanted to share and talk a little bit about that today, in the hopes that it will help and serve you. And by teaching you, I know that it will help me as well. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is the importance of moving stress and emotions through the body. And that's exactly what I'm going to do after I record this. I'm going to do a 10-minute yoga practice, and that's restorative and relaxation based. And if you know anything a little bit about yoga, I mean, I'm not the expert, and a little bit that I know is that, yoga has taught me that. Yoga has taught me that emotions are stored in the body. And when I do relaxation yoga or yin yoga or restorative yoga, it really helps me feel more grounded, and my mind feels a lot better as well. So this is because of the reality of that we are not always responsible for what happens to us, but we are responsible for how we respond, right? And this includes how we respond to the emotions that are generated by a situation or context. And there are two choices that we have in a moment. We may not be responsible for what was the hurt and harm that was caused to us, or the reality. For in this example, like I am not responsible for that person feeling that emotion and mentally struggling. And as a result of learning how they're struggling mentally, it generated a lot of emotions: fear, worry, stress. I don't know if worry and stress are actually emotions. I need to ask Brené Brown about that. Atlas of the Heart, the book she wrote on emotions. Very interesting. A lot of fear, a lot of fear, a lot of sadness, a lot of a little bit of resentment, hearing who may have attributed to their distress. A lot of emotions. And so I wasn't responsible for that person feeling those emotions and going through those things. And as a result of speaking to that person, there's a lot of emotions, negative emotions, that were generated by what they have gone through and what they're going through right now. And so the decision that I have, and the decision that I have right now is, am I going to choose to keep my shitty emotions, or am I going to support myself and support my body to help move them? And what I want to share with you today is that emotions are stored and felt by the body. So emotions are stored in the body. If you don't believe that, then I don't know. Maybe you've never had a sex dream before. Maybe when you may not be aware of your emotions, so that, for example, when you feel angry, maybe your throat tightens up, or when you feel fearful, maybe you feel like you want to physically vomit, or your head gets a little bit dizzy. So emotions are felt by the body, and they are also stored in the body as well. And when we don't move emotions through and out of the body, they become stuck. And that's when emotions can produce and drive and create physical sickness and also mental health challenges as well. And so it's really, really important that we move emotions through the body. So to release emotions in the body, we need to move them through the body and out of the body. We need to move them, as in movement. Okay. So this can be through dancing meaning play your favorite music and dance however you want to dance. You can go to a club or go to a dance class and dance that way as well. Somatic movement as well. There are different somatic movement practices. Dance therapy is a form of somatic movement. If my old dance training is taught me correctly. Hugging ourselves as well, giving ourselves a good physical hug, and also exercise. And that's why I exercise for so many years on top of my dance, is because mentally I felt a lot better until it started fucking around with my cortisol. And now I have to do other kind of exercise like Pilates and yoga and things like that. So The other practices that we can engage in to move emotions through the body is breathwork. Breathwork is incredibly powerful. I've done breathwork myself. I think the type of breathwork I did is trauma release breathwork. Oh, I don't know, something like that. Havening, which is kind of like hugging yourself and more like rubbing, your body. And in dance and dance therapy, we used to do that as well, which is like massage for those that are listening, not watching the YouTube video, like massaging our heads, touching our face. There are multiple pressure points through the body, and sometimes what the body needs physical touch by us as well. So breath work, havening, meditation, energy work as well. Shaking means jumping up and down and shaking the body. And grounding. So this might mean flicking off your shoes, walking in the sand, in the water, on grass, on nature, lying down in the grass as well. Moving the eyeballs from left to right as well can be helpful. And my favorite, having a swim in the ocean. The ocean is my therapy. This can also mean, when it comes to moving emotions through the body, it can also mean things such as doing arts and crafts or also cooking. Now, for me personally, I do love an ocean swim, and I know that the most effective for me is an ocean swim with yoga. So an ocean swim helps me to kind of almost like dissolve the energies from my body. And then a yoga helps, if there's any stuck energy, helps move it through my body as well. The second thing that you can do if life is shitty, or you're feeling really shitty emotions right now, is call someone. Now, when it comes to calling someone, I always say to people to call someone that you trust and you respect. And this means someone who is equipped, not someone that you like, someone that is equipped with the skills to sit in the shit with you without making it bigger or enabling you, right? So enabling you to stay stuck, enabling you to take a thing and then times it by 10. And this is also someone that empowers you to find a solution or has tools and resources to help you find a solution yourself. And the thing to note here is that friends and family aren't always equipped to have these conversations. I work a lot with coaches and psychologists. I have for the last 20 years of my life. And I'm a really, really big believer of this, particularly when I contact certain people and friends and family and get really shitty advice from them, is that the best people to get advice is from people that you trust and respect, people who are equipped with skills to sit in the mud with you without being an enabler and empower you to find a solution so you can get out of the mud and get out of this shitty situation. And this is important because if we don't find people that we trust and respect, people with skills, not meaning that friends and family, we don't trust and respect them. It means that, for me, that's the 3 criteria. I need to trust them, I need to respect them, and they need to have skills. They need to have the skills. They need to be equipped with the skills. That when they have all those 3 things, and there's less likelihood of me staying stuck and feeling those shitty emotions for an extended period of time, or those feelings and those emotions becoming 10x what they currently are, which will continue to hold me back in life. And these are people that work with us to create a sense of calm so that we are empowered to redirect the chaos in our life into creation. You cannot redirect chaos into creation if you are responding to the chaos. You can only redirect chaos into creation in a calm state. And the third one is serving. Now, my spiritual mentor always tells me when I'm having a meltdown is to put my head where my hands are and keep my hands busy, and to feel my emotions when it is safe to do so, because for everyone, feeling their emotions is not always the safe thing to do. So when it's appropriate, when it's safe to do so, feel my emotions and then immediately turn my actions and attentions to serving others. And every time she gives me this advice, it annoys the absolute shit out of me. And what annoys me even more is that she's right every single fucking time. Because serving others is not just about when we serve others, we feel great, when we make other people feel good. Not that we make them, but when we do something and they feel better or are in a better position in their life or career or business or whatever, then we feel good, right? So when we do good, we feel good. And serving others is not always about that. Serving is also about creating a gap between our thoughts and emotions and giving ourselves a moment of pause, because it's in the pause that we find relief. And this is why meditation is so important. And this is why also yoga is so important, because it gives us also a moment of pause. Yoga can be sometimes kind of like a meditation. Because when we serve, we are focused on the external, right? We're focusing on serving someone that's external to us. And when we do that, our problems usually wither away or the intensity fades because of our lack of attention to our problems, because of the lack of dwelling, stewing, ruminating, spiraling, worrying, and stressing out that we're doing. So when we focus on others, we create a pause. And when we don't give our problems and our emotions and our thoughts our attention and our energy, they either wither away or the intensity fades away. And on top of this, we get to positively impact and influence the life of another person or a community as well. So my advice is to serve others and serve others unattached meaning to you and to others. I hope this video, this podcast, this newsletter was really helpful to you. Please do check in a week from now. So this coming Monday. It has been my pleasure, my blessing, my complete privilege and opportunity to serve you today when I am feeling really quite shitty myself and shitty about life and not feeling positive emotions. And I am going to now end this podcast, this YouTube video, this newsletter, and I'm going to fucking move my body. I might even go for a swim. Who knows? And maybe even go and do a dance hall class after in the evening as well. I'm going to take my advice. So I've already called someone. I called my spiritual mentor. I've already done my service work today. I've served my clients and I'm serving you right now by doing this. And now I'm going to take my last and final advice. And that is I'm going to move my fucking emotions and stress through my body and wake up tomorrow. And hopefully my problems will wither away and subside because of lack of attention, of me feeding it my time and my energy and my thoughts, and I will find relief in the pause. Much blessings to you. Have a fabulous rest of the week. And remember to move your body, to move emotions and stress through your body. Call someone that you trust, that you respect, and that is equipped with the skills to truly support you, and serve others to not only feel good about helping others, it's about finding a moment of pause, because when we focus on something that is external to us and we serve others and we serve the world, which is external to us, we end up serving ourselves by giving us a moment of pause in which we find relief. Much love to you. I love you. I believe in you. I want to encourage your greatness in the world. Take care, and I will see you next week.